Hello, welcome back to part 5 of How to Start a Nonprofit. My name is Carolyn Jenkins. I'm the Executive Director of the Jenkins Donelson Foundation, and I've been giving you a lot of homework, and that's what's required. If you want to start a nonprofit, you have to put the work in up front because once you get up and going, oh my golly, your schedule gets so busy, it's kind of hard to keep up. So, welcome to part 5. But just before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe. This way, you'll be able to get all of our videos as soon as they're released. You won't have to try to catch up with us. You'll get them right away. So, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's get started. Alrighty, so you've decided you're going to plunge forward. You've done your prep work, all your research, and you are committed to starting a nonprofit. You've looked at our videos 1 through 4. If you haven't, please go back and get those. Please don't decide to start a nonprofit without putting in the legwork up front. Now, this message for video 5, lesson 5, is all about your board members. That is so important. Selecting your board members. I cannot tell you how important that is. The board helps drive the direction of your nonprofit. Yes, you can be the creator and the founder, but your board helps drive it to and keep the mission going. Your board is so important to you. So the first thing I want to suggest to you is to think about people you know and respect, go-getters. And frequently, people who are go-getters are already tired and busy with their own things going on, their own priorities, their own careers, businesses, organizations. But these are the people you want to tap. You want to ask them to please consider joining your board. Most of the time, a board position is a non-paid position. So that means these people, you have to convince people who want to volunteer their services. You want to sell your vision to them, and then you want to ask them to give up their free time, the little bit of free time they have, because they're busy. The people you're going to ask to join your board are probably very, very busy. You want to look at people you respect, admire. You want to look for people who you will listen to. You want to surround yourself with people who are great thinkers, who are good in areas that you might be weak in. So if you're not good in finance, you want to find the best finance person possible to get on your board and ask them to be your treasurer. You want to work with people who are organized, people who, again, can think outside the box, who are creative, great people who you will listen to. Our board meetings can be very spirited. I liken myself to the kite, and my board members hold the kite string. Oh, it's not always easy. Oh, no, not at all. And it's not always fun, and it's not pretty. I want to go in this direction because this is the vision that I have. Well, yes, that's your vision, but Carolyn, we need to do this. We need to do it this way. I cannot tell you how many times my board has held my kite string and told me, no, we can't do it just like that. And guess what? They were right 9 times out of 10. I was right 1 time. But they were right 9 times out of 10. So you have to be willing to listen to your board members. You want to select people that you respect. And based on the nonprofit that you decide you want to be, there are some positions you have to have: a treasurer, a secretary. Those two are 2 critical positions you have to have on your board. And again, you want to tap people who you will listen to, who are good in areas that you are not good in. I keep repeating that because I want to drive that point home. You don't want people who are going to be yes people, who are just going to rubber stamp every suggestion that you come up with, because it's hard. When you have a vision for something, it's not easy to turn it over to someone else or entrust it to other people. They might volunteer their time, but to get them to come along with your vision is not always easy. And your board members need to be accountable. When you select your treasurer and your secretary, you need to make sure, again, they're volunteering their time, but there has to be accountability. Your secretary is responsible for taking notes and record keeping. It's not a fun job, but it's a necessary job. Your treasurer is responsible for the bank account and what goes on. These are positions you have to have, and there is great accountability for it, and there can be legal repercussions associated with it. If money winds up missing, your treasurer's name is on the line. So you want to make sure that you get trustworthy people too. Hopefully those are the type of people that you associate with. How do you keep your board members motivated? They are on board, you've sold your vision to them, you're ready to take off. They're motivated in the beginning, but come month 6, people get a little bored. You've got to keep your board members motivated with the mission, to keep the mission going. And there are a variety of ways that you can do that. One of the best ways I have found to keep our board members motivated is to get them involved at the ground level, so that with what we do, we promote foot health and healthy lifestyles for the underserved. We give away shoes, socks, foot care supplies. We give away clothing, beds, blankets, kitchenware, bathware, baby goods. We give away all types of goods to people. And when our board members are on the ground level distributing these things, sorting through these things, giving these things away to people in need, they get their stories, because they get to listen to the stories of the recipients, and that is a great motivating factor. So if you can keep your board members engaged, that is one big way to keep them motivated with the mission. But there are lots of other ways. So I'm going to suggest that you go back to my friend Google, and Google different ideas to keep your board engaged. At one point, we had a board advisor. I would also suggest that. And also, at one point, when we very first started out, we needed a little credibility. So we had a board member who allowed us to use her name because she had a significant reputation. And she didn't have to participate in any board meetings, any board activities, but she believed in our mission so much, she allowed her name to be associated on our board, with our board, as a board member, just so we could have a little more weight and credibility. That was a huge benefit for us starting out. There are different ways you can run your board. So my favorite thing, go back and do your research. This is different research though. You want to research board requirements, and maybe your board, depending on the type of nonprofit you decide you want to be, your board might be family members. I don't suggest that, but people do that. It's always good to have people come in with ideas that are different from yours. I cannot stress that enough. Having a bunch of yes people rubber stamp something is not a good way to get ahead and to grow and learn. And you want your organization to grow and learn. So this installment, number 5, on how to start a nonprofit, is all about the board members you select, the board members who agree to be on your team and move your mission forward. Also, board members, a key responsibility is fundraising. Board members help develop fundraising plans. They help bring money in. That is a key requirement for board members. Everybody's not comfortable with that. And that doesn't mean that all board members have to go knock on doors. We're going to devote a whole segment to fundraising because it's that important. But you just want to be clear with your board members what you're asking of them. In order to do that, you need to do some research so that you can know the different choices. Is there a 1-year tenure, 2-year tenure, 3-year tenure? We have a 2-year tenure that we ask our board members to join our mission for 2 years, and then they can always, after that 2-year period, they can return again. And some board members have not. Some board members have, after 1 year, they just didn't have the time. So board membership is very, very important. They help steer your mission, your nonprofit's mission, in the direction that it should go. And again, I cannot stress enough, surround yourself with people who know more than you, and surround yourself with people you will listen to. This doesn't mean that you're not a strong person. This doesn't mean that you don't know your own way. You've got the vision. You've sold the vision. But you got to listen to people who have more information than you, because that helps your nonprofit to grow. All right? Come back and join us for number 6. Thank you so much for being with us. Please subscribe, and hey, do your homework up front. It makes things a lot smoother once you get started and as you continue to grow your nonprofit. Come join us for number 6. Ciao. Thank you.